Here we have the inside of the Compass Omega 574. If we firstly come to the main control panels, we can turn the 12 volt on just here. Once we've done this, we can turn the water pump on. Whenever the water pump is actually running, the light will illuminate to let you know. And as soon as the pump stops running, it will go back off again. The pump needs to be on for you to be able to get water out of your taps and fill the boiler if it's been drained down. Beside this, we can check the voltage of the leisure battery just here. And then on the other side, we then have the top lighting and the awning light. Above this, we then have the Alde control panel for the heating and hot water. On this button just here. On initial startup, it will let you know if you have main supply connected and will give you an internal temperature of the caravan. If we now press menu, it will bring up its basic functions. So the first one just here is the thermostat for the heating. So literally just plus and minus, just pick whatever temperature you would like it to be inside the caravan, and it will go right the way up to a rather toasty 30 degrees. After that, we then have hot water. Hot water will always come on as soon as you turn the control panel on and give it a power source. It will not attempt to heat up hot water if there is no water detected in the boiler itself, so you can still run the heating without any water being in the boiler. So currently I've set the heating at 21 and the hot water is already on. But we now need to give it a power source just down here. So we have a lightning strike for mains and a flame for gas. So if I now press this one, I can run the system on mains electricity using 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatts or 3 kilowatts. So just dependent on the ampage of the site you're on to stop yourself from tripping. Beneath that, we then, if we do not have main supply, can run on gas. And if we have both power sources available to us, we can actually run in dual fuel, which is extremely handy, especially in the winter months if you want to get up to temperature really quickly. If you need an abundance of hot water, what you can do is press the plus button here, and you'll see that this little part here goes completely black, and that is the boiler's boost facility. So if you want longer showers, or if there's going to be more than one of you having showers in quick succession of each other, you can always do this. If the heating is running, the heating will turn off because it needs that extra power to do it. If we now press the little spanner symbol just here, we will have the settings menu. So the first one just here is to set the clock, day of the week, etc. just here. Then we have a night temperature set. So literally just set your temperature just here. Set when you would like it to begin, whether or not it's for all days of the week, and then when you want it to finish. Timer on and off just here. Then we have a 24-hour timer. Pump settings, just leave it set on thermal. We do not want the pump just continually pumping fluid around the radiators for no apparent reason. Pump mode, just leave it on auto. And pump level, around about 3 is about correct. We then have winter and summer mode, so literally when it's in the summer months, just have it on summer, and when it's in the colder winter months, put it onto this one here. You don't have to specifically use this. This is for like dual fuel mode. Just turn it on and off just here. We then have antimicrobial. Turn it on and off just here. You do have to also be using the night mode, and then what will happen is the boiler will rapidly heat itself up and kill off any bacteria that may be in it. Temperature offset. So if the temperature that is displaying doesn't seem quite correct, you can just tweak it slightly. If you want button beeps on or off, literally brightness of the screen, language, key lock, so you can lock the control panel if you've got children etc and you don't want them to mess about with it. External start will not work on this model. You do have to have an additional box added, and then you would be able to control it via a smartphone. Amp meter. So if you arrive on site and you know how many amps the site is, you can literally pick it on here. So if you were on a lower, say 8 amp site, you can then literally run on 3 kilowatts and it wouldn't matter because it would limit itself and stop you from tripping. After that we have service, which is more for the workshop, but it will let you know what everything is up to, as you can see. Factory reset if there's a problem, and the translator again is for the workshop. The actual location of the boiler itself is underneath this bench seat just here. So we can lift all up. And then you'll see the side of the boiler just here. And then just here we have the boiler drain valve. So to drain the boiler down for travel and for winterization, we just need to make sure that the water pump is turned off, and then all we need to do is just flap this up just here, and it will then drain all the water out the boiler. To refill it, flap it over like so, fill up your Aquaroll, drop in your submersible, and then turn your water pump on, and it will begin to prime the boiler. You will then need to open up your taps, which will cough and splutter a bit as they force the air out. Wait until they're running freely, and then you can close them, and then the system will fully prime. You'll also see at the back here we have an inline water filter, and then at this point here is where the water actually comes in from the Aquaroll. On to the other side we have the consumer unit just here. So we have all the trip switches, so we have the individual MCBs, main RCD and test button just here, and then we have all the 12 volt fuses all running along the bottom. Also in here we have the box for the alarm, and also the box for the Truma motor mover. In the overhead storage we have the stereo on and off on this one here that says SRC. We do have USB connectivity and auxiliary down here, CD in here, and eject on here. If you want to change anything, just press the volume button in and it will take you into its menu, and then just rotate it to pick. Get back out of it on this one here. We have an easy graphic equalizer just here, and then back off again just here. On this particular model of caravan, you do not need to do anything with the television aerial. The actual digital amplifier is located all behind here and is always on as soon as you turn the 12 volt on. all you really need to do is obviously attach your TVs to the brackets and then either plug them into the main supply if they're a main supply TV, or you do have 12 volt if you're running a 12 volt telly, and then you have your aerial fly lead just here. We then have the hob, so we have one electric hot plate that runs off the main supply, operates on this one just here, light comes on, and then everything else is gas, and it's push in, twist, and then come down to the igniter just here. Beneath that we then have the grill, and again it's just push in, twist and push the igniter. And then the oven. Beside the oven we have the Dometic fridge, on and off on this one just here. And then we have main supply and the little picture of the 2-pin plug. If we don't have mains connected, we can run on gas. These auto ignite themselves, so you do not need to do anything with it else with it. And then the last one is 12 volt maintain for when we're towing. So if I press this at the moment, we're going to get a beeping noise and a red warning triangle just here, because we're not hitched up to a tow vehicle at the moment. This is the noise you'll also get if it fails to light on gas. If you think it's down to the fact there may be a bit of air in the system, you can press the button just here and it will attempt to relight itself. And obviously it will also give you a warning indication if you're trying to run it on mains and you do not have main supply connected. Temperature control just here, and then just push down to open. Removable freezer box, there are clips just underneath just here, and to vent the unit when you're not using it, just push and slide this part out, and it will then hold the door on ajar. Beneath the cooker we have the isolator switch just here for the hot plate, and we have some gas isolation taps. Wherever there's a gas appliance there'll always be a tap relatively close. They can all basically stay on, they are more for maintenance than anything else. I always say if you smell gas, go to the source and turn the gas bottle off. If we now go into the wardrobe, we have the header tank for the Alde heating system. So we just need to make sure that the fluid is between the minimum and the maximum. It's always best to take your reading once the heating is up to temperature, as the fluid will expand in the tank. You can top it up yourself if required. Just make sure you are using the correct Alde top-up solution, and all you need to do is just unscrew just here and remove this section and then top up. Above the hob we have the microwave. It is always advisable to remove plate etc. for travel. This is an eco microwave, so you do just need to press this button just here to basically wake it up, and then it behaves like any normal microwave. You have your quick start just here and your stop, time etc. just here, auto cook. The microwave's isolator switch is just here in the cupboard beside it. If we now move into the washroom, we have the basin and the shower cubicle just here. Do make sure that the shower screen is clipped for travel. We then have the Thetford toilet, open to the cassette just on the grey lever just here. Push to flush above, and then close the cassette again on the grey lever. If this grey lever is left open and you try to remove the cassette from the outside, it will not come out. So if you feel resistance, just make sure nobody's left it open. You will get a level indication just here to let you know when the cassette needs emptying. Above my head here we have the carbon monoxide alarm and the smoke alarm, both battery operated, so just check them every now and then. And in the centre we have the PIR sensor for the auto watch alarm. Again, just press this every now and again and to make sure it's working, because it does require batteries also. The alarm itself is just on the fob here, so it's just arm and disarm on this large button. If for any reason the alarm is going off and will not disarm, you can also do it on this little fob point just here. You just need to plug it in just up here.